You're watching Drake Queen Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here for Drake Queen Gaming. As some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you to the Let's Play episode of Mice T, Julie's Path. So yeah, before we jump right into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. I'll get to it this week, I swear. And just like every week, I'm gonna have to rent a billboard next to his house to remind him. Oh, real quick, I took this cute picture of Mittens. Wanna see? If I have an addiction to tea, Felix has an addiction to cats. I don't know how he manages it, but I've never seen pictures of the same cat twice. I figured they breed under his floorboards. Wow, he's really up on that couch, isn't he? Yeah, he's a little stinker. What is he, number 6? A 4, I'll have you know. Ding ding! First customer of the day cuts our small talk short. I'll leave the floor to you. That budget won't review itself. Deep breaths. Hi, welcome to Barlow's Books. Can I help you with anything? Oh, yes, I'm looking for... My unscheduled work shift is as eventful as any other. I started working here 5 years ago after graduating college. It was a job just to pay rent while I found something better. At this point, my life revolves around the store. For years, the store was stable due to regulars, but the neighborhood has graduated from up-and-coming to arrived, and word got out. Just one clerk on the floor used to be enough, but it's gotten tough to keep pace by myself. A moment to catch my breath every half hour is usually enough to get by, but those are becoming sparse. I slog through the day, checking out every customer while I restock, clean, and give recommendations. I somehow still manage to maintain a smile for the final trickle of customers in the shop's waning hours. Oh, hello. Can I help you with anything? Oh, I wanted to get my sister a gift, but I'm not sure what she'd like. Do you know if she's read The Shapes We See? I don't think so. It's been really popular lately. It's my go-to gift if I'm not sure what to get someone. And she can exchange it for something else if she ends up not wanting it. Oh, perfect. Thank you. I can help you check out over here if that's all you need. Oh, if you're sure you can take the time to check me out. That's my job after all. I'm a cashier here. Goodness, all the times I've come in here, I thought you were the manager. Nope, I'm a regular employee. I've just worked here for a while. The couple who owned the store offered me the manager job a few years ago when they retired. And you didn't take it? No, I didn't think it was right for me. That seemed more like Felix's forte. I suppose management isn't right for everyone, though it seems like you do most of the work here already, honestly. Maybe. Thanks for your help. Have a nice day. After helping the last couple of customers and closing up the shop, it's finally time to go. At least my shift didn't mess up my plans with Julie and Gavin tonight. Tea Friend should still be open by the time I get there. Maybe I can shop a little before Gavin closes up. Eep! Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to... Oh, it's you. Hey, Margaret. Sylvia stands there, her arms overburdened with bags. Clearly she's been busy. You're looking healthy. Oh, right. Sylvia slumps over and brings a hand up to her mouth. Oh, yeah, I just managed to bring myself out of bed. I see you managed to drag a bunch of bags with you. Yeah, I needed to pick up some medicine. Veronica's Shroud sells medicine. Shopping can be therapeutic. You're not sick, Sylvia. Aw, you caught me. What gave me away? Literally everything. What about my sneezing? Wasn't it at least a little convincing? She fakes a couple more times to demonstrate. You don't actually sneeze like that, right? It's like a kitten squeaking. Plus, there isn't any follow-through. You have to commit to the bit. Maybe you can give me some tips. Why on earth would I give you tips on how to act sick? I'm so helpless with this stuff, Margaret. You have to help me. But you... Please. Ah, fine. Just get her to listen. I tilt my head back and scrunch up my face before slamming it forward with a hearty... Ah! Oh no, did you catch my bug, Margaret? I slump over and sniffle a few times. Ah, yeah, I think I did. Brava! I didn't know you were a bookworm-handed actress. Really? It wasn't that good. No, really, why are you working at a bookstore when you could be on stage? Perhaps they not agree with me. Oh, you can hardly even see them when the house lights are down. I'm sure we can figure something out. I actually know a performer who could use an assistant, too. A car pulls over beside us. You know, coffee time. Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's my ride. She tosses her bags in before hopping into the back seat. Wait, I was going to talk to her about flaking out. Why am I giving her tips on how to act sick? See you tomorrow. Thanks for covering my shift. Before I can say a word, Sylvia shuts the door and the car speeds off. Ah, I missed my chance. I need to stop getting lulled in by how fun it is to talk to her. The only thing consoling me is that I've already made it to Tea Friends. Ding ding! Hey, Margaret, enjoy your day off? Felix called you in again. Yeah. I can't believe you still work there. I've been looking for something new. Or I was a while ago. Sure you have. You ready to go? Now, just give me a couple minutes. Need to finish cleaning and grab my stuff. Sorry, it's been harder for me to take time off these days. It had only been a couple weeks since Miguel and Ursula, the last of the original group of friends who opened the shop, left to go start a family in North Carolina. Now only Gavin remains from the 5 who opened the shop 3 years ago. No worries. I know it's been busy with just you here. In the meantime, I've got a couple new blends. If you want to look around. As long as I'm here. Beyond being the source of all my tea, the store has come to be my main refuge outside of home. It's always a struggle to avoid walking out with their entire stock. Mint lemongrass? Nah. Lemon ginger? I've got some already. I will step on a box on the floor. I pick it up and see a label written in a language I don't recognize, and it looks like the label has been glued on by hand. Is this even for sale? It looks almost like it's been trampled. Pass. Thanks for waiting. Ready to head out? Gavin spies the box in my hand. Huh, what'd you find this time? I hand it to him. You tell me. He turns the box over in his hand, squints at the writing on the side, and opens the flap to confirm there are indeed tea bags inside. Ah, yes, nice find. And what is it? No idea, never seen it before. Looks like it fell off a truck. Sure you didn't buy this off some guy in an alley? I'll try and pawn off responsibility for your inventory. Considering all the crannies you find stuff in, you'll have to believe you. You pull this out of that hole in the wall? I stick my hand in a hole in the wall one time and it's all you talk about. You put your hand in there multiple times. Either way, this was on the floor. Wonderful, floor tea. Go ahead and take it. It'll be more work to figure out what to charge for it. If anything, you're doing me a favor taking out some trash. I guess I can have some if you're just going to throw it out. You're actually going to try it? Depends on how drunk I get tonight. I stick the boxes in my purse. You ready to go? Yeah, all set. It's a short walk to Murphy's, a local bar we go to almost every week. Oh, been meaning to thank you for recommending that book, The Hawk High Above. I'd seen where Gardner used a potion to turn into a black kite and fly across the fiefdom. Really exhilarating. Sort of reminded me of when I was a kid and made potions from stuff we had in the fridge, hoping they turned me into a dragon or something. Sounds like they'd send your stomach on an adventure. They weren't poisonous, they were mostly all the juices and soda we had in there. And salad dressings. Maybe you should try some of that mysterious floor tea. You might turn into a pigeon. Huh. Seems like a pretty pale invitation. So, who are we meeting up with again? Julie, my roommate from college. I haven't seen her in forever. We used to be inseparable. We would stay up all night and watch crappy horror movies in our dorm. She's a really talented painter. She even managed to sell a couple pieces while in school. She studied abroad in France for a semester and moved there a couple years ago. We don't get to talk much these days, but she sent me a bunch of cute postcards. Is she back in town to visit? That's the thing, she's actually moving back. She found a job or something? I'm not sure. She's been kind of cagey about why she's back. It has me sort of worried. Well, if something's wrong, I'm sure seeing an old friend will cheer her up. Thank you, Dylan. Water time? Or coffee time? Hopefully. Deal with it. Julie! Margaret, it's been too long! And you're Gavin, right? Yeah, that's me. Nice to meet you. Need a drink? So, you were Margaret's roommate in college? Yep, the whole time we were at Pine Martin, except for the time when I was studying abroad. That was the semester I lived with Barbara. I was so glad when you got back. Oh yeah, that chick was so uptight. Wasn't her daddy a lobbyist in Washington or for a church or something? Something like that. One time she saw me kissing this girl in the dorm's common area, and by the time I got back to my room, I had 5 unread texts asking who she was and what happened to the guy I was dating a month before. Shit, she probably thought I was corrupting you. To be fair, that's probably not too far off from what actually happened. So what was baby Margaret like? Come on, Margaret's still a baby. Look at this face. Hey! But she was even more of a nervous wreck back then, if you can believe it. Yeah, Julie had to stand up for me a lot back then. Yeah, I made sure she got at least an extra 3 A's in your classes and got you out of even more bad relationships. Hopefully some of it rubbed off on me for over 4 years. At least a little has. It had to rub off after all. After all that. Hey, aren't you gonna ask me how I met Gavin? I don't think you even visited Tea Friends when you lived here. Wait, this is the guy who owns that tea shop that you were always going to? Of course you're friends with him now. Hey, it's not just because he runs the store. We have lots of stuff in common. I think things started mostly when you called me from that costume party. Oh god, that thing. What happened? So this lady I'd just become friends with invited me over to this costume party, and I think, great, this is the perfect opportunity to reuse my Pippi Longstocking costume from Halloween. But I get there and nobody's wearing a costume. Maybe a few girls are wearing flapper headbands and some guys are wearing sports jerseys, but that's it. So I immediately run into the bathroom and text any friend who will show up with a cheap costume just so I don't have to stand out and have someone to talk with. I just gotten Gavin's number the week before, and he was the only one who responded. Put on the loosest dress shirt and picked up a few pirate accessories from a party supply shop down the street and made my way over there. It was a total hit, too. That lady still has to hang out together sometimes. We've been trading favors back and forth ever since. Who's owed one right now? I'm pretty sure you, after I asked you to pick up that bourbon they only had in stock in Brixton. Yeah, we're basically friends because we keep getting in blood debts to each other. I'll admit, being my best customer doesn't hurt. See? I knew it. I didn't think weekend drinks commiserating about nightmare customers become a regular thing, though. Plus, there was that time she needed a date for her sister's wedding. Ooh, you didn't tell me it was like that. That was just for appearances. Her relatives are really naggy about her getting hitched. Yeah, you know how Brazilian aunts can be. They never let me hear the end of it. Margaret, how many times do I need to tell you? Nobody knows what Brazilian aunts are. That isn't a culturally relevant paradigm for Americans. Sorry, they're not as well known to Americans as Chinese parents, but at least you didn't have to be raised by them. I'm just gonna sit quietly over here being white. Well, Tia's expecting you to get married before you turn into an 18-year-old spinster, okay? But enough about me. You have to tell me about France. And the museums had pieces in rotation that I thought I'd never get to see in person. And there's so much historical shit. There was this one bathroom with a little plaque that listed all the people who peed there. What? That's not true. I'm totally serious. And don't get me started on the food. You would have loved the cafes there. The servers leave you alone to read and hang out for hours. They just fill your cup when you're low. Sounds perfect for you. My local one had a great tea selection. The menu goes on for pages. So you know, coffee time. Coffee done. Coffee done. That sounds amazing. Maybe you could take me sometime. If I ever get time off. So what brings you back? Did you miss me that much? Oh, I just got a bit homesick is all. I'll go back eventually. I'll totally bring you too. I should ask if you ever got around to opening that reading cafe, though. Oh, I haven't looked into it much. Too busy running that bookstore? You're definitely managing it, right? There's no way that Felix guy is in charge. Well, I was offered... You turned it down? Club. She sure did. Margaret, Herman and Lawrence were totally gonna hand you the store. Those two guys loved you. You were basically their daughter. Well, first she claimed she couldn't handle the pressure. Then there was the week where she wrote down a list of all the ways she could fail. Which was after the week where she binged business management books without sleeping. Margaret! Running a business is a big deal, okay? You can't just do it all willy-nilly. You have to plan. I have to have a plan. You have to know what you're doing. I didn't go to school for that. I have a degree in English. How's that going to help? And Barlow's already exists. How am I supposed to start one from scratch? What if it doesn't work out? What if I lose a ton of money? What if the building burns down? Hey, slow down. I'm fine. I can handle a couple beers. Oh, yeah, and is Felix doing any better job as a manager? The guy threw up and cried after he tried a rum and coke. He'd never had that much refined sugar before. It was too much for him. He's perfectly fine at his job. Great fit, actually. Which is why you've worked 24 days in a row. Knew it. He sucks. He does not suck. He just has a lot going on right now. It doesn't help Sylvia misses half her shifts. I missed my past 3 days off because of her. She's the one causing problems. And what's he doing about that? We're both thinking about broaching the subject with her. Whatever. You should have dumped him a long time ago. Once you take that first step, the rest comes easily. Do you think living abroad was easy? I missed my friends and family, and I also had a language barrier. I barely managed to find a job before my visa was up. But even after all that, it ended up being totally worth it. I may never have a chance to have that kind of experience again. Yeah, but that wasn't a business. You didn't have to take on a bunch of financial risk. Worst case scenario, you were out the cost of a plane ticket. That's not how it works, Margaret. It's not like you'd know. You're not a business owner, are you? I glare at Julia and ball my hands into fists. What right does she have to judge me? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!